Hi everyone, it's me, Harriet, from The Little Dressmaker. I've got used to saying that now. Every time I've said The Little Dressmaker since I've changed my name from Hobbling Handmaids, I've always said the wrong name first. But I'm The Little Dressmaker, and I got it right. And this is a pre-recorded video because I'm currently at my inpatient program thing that I've been talking about for a couple of weeks, well, a couple of videos. And I'll just run through what I'm wearing first. You will definitely see this Triceratops at some point. I thought it was a plain white t-shirt, but it was not. But that's fine, we all love dinosaurs. And I'm wearing my Sew Over It Ultimate shirt with the embroidery on the back and the cuffs. This one doesn't have buttons, just because it didn't really fit over my bust super well, but I actually prefer it like this, because I always wear it tied up. And then I'm also wearing, you can't really see it, I'm wearing my Nina Lee Q dress. And I'm sorry I haven't done a makes video in such a long time. It's just because I've been so focused on writing blog posts and things like that. I've just been really in a writing mindset recently, and I've been really enjoying it. And I don't want to force myself to sew. But yeah, the things that I have been sewing, I've been enjoying very much. So I'm sorry I haven't got a September makes video for you, but I will definitely have actually I might not even have an October one because I'm so busy. But anyway, there'll be a makes video at some point in the next few months, even if it's just a roundup of what I've been making when I have been sewing. But today I'm going to do a Q&A video. I put out a call for some questions over on my Instagram, which is at The Little Dressmaker, and I thought I'd answer some for you. I got a lot more than I was anticipating because I put it out and I was really nervous that no one would ask me anything, but I actually got quite a few, so I'm really sorry if your question, I'll just sidle over here to get the notebook. I'm really sorry if your question hasn't been used. I did see it and I'll try and reply to it privately for you instead. But I'll jump right in. So the first question is, I got a few how are you doings and what are you doing today? So I thought that was very nice that you asked me, thank you. I'm doing good. I'm a bit tired. I didn't have a great sleep last night, so I might have a nap this afternoon. But this morning I'm recording this video and I'm recording the start and finish of my last video, which was the make the culottes with me sort of one. I'm also going to be pre-writing some blog posts to go out while I'm away and packing stuff, really. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Might intersperse it with a little documentary in the middle of the day while I have my lunch. So yeah, that's how I'm doing today and what I'm getting up to. Question number 2 is, what is your disability? And I got quite a few of these because I realised that I talk about my disability quite a lot and the symptoms that I have because of my disabilities. I've actually got 2 main ones, but I don't actually mention it very often because I sort of just assume that you know, and of course you don't, because I get new followers and you just don't see everything I post, which is completely fine. But I did make a whole entire video called Why Do I Hobble, because I made that when my name was Hobbling Handmaids. So I will link that up in the corner and also down below, and that's a really detailed, in-depth video about what my disabilities are, how they affect me. I'm sorry that the plane is going over, and the symptoms that I get because of those. So if you just can't be bothered to watch that whole video, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome type 3, which quite a few people do have. I know you don't see that very often on camera because I only film on days where I'm feeling good, but I use crutches and a wheelchair most of the time. So I struggle walking around because that causes a lot of dislocations and subluxations, especially in my lower body, which is why it makes it so difficult to walk. I also have a heart condition and a sort of side condition of the EDS, which a lot of people also have, but I seem to have it so that it causes seizures when my blood pressure drops too fast and my heart rate jumps up very high, so it causes non-epileptic seizures, which obviously doesn't make the dislocations any better, but it's fine. That's what I'm going into the 3-week inpatient thing for, is and they're going to help. They're going to give me physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and a lot of it's not actually called psychotherapy, but that's what, because that's a specific type, isn't it? But it's like I talk to a psychologist and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I really hope it helps because I've never had anything like that before. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did do the UCLH one years ago, but I didn't find that particularly helpful because at the time I was also having other issues, which meant that I couldn't participate fully in the... But anyway, I'm on a tangent now. I'll link that video if you'd like to, and there's also a whole section on my blog called Chronicles of Illness, which I thought was a really good name, where I write about sort of things that are affected by my disabilities, things that have happened, and just about general life. So I'll link both of those things below for you if you'd like to go and read those. I know I'm very nosy and I always like to be interested in other people's personal problems. Not that I think it's nosy, I want to talk about it because I want people to know. And then the third question, I got lots of these ones, lots of variations of the same question on this one, and that was, help, I've lost my sojo, and what do you do when you are in a sewing slump, and all those things. And actually, let me just pause for a second to check something. I'm sorry if the camera's moved there, I just wanted to check something. So that sojo question, I got lots of different variations of it, and actually it plays into some self-promo here because I have done a video on how to get your sojo back and written a blog post on how to get your sojo back. And the blog post was just a way less waffly version of the video. So I'll link both of those. Again, the video will be up in the corner somewhere and the blog post will be down in the description bit, because I think I gave you 5 tips and they're things that really work for me and I've had quite a lot of good feedback on it. So if you'd like to have a peruse of that blog post or a watch of that video in the background, feel free, you can do so. But my one main thing with the sojo is if you've tried all the tips that I mentioned in the blog post and you're still not feeling it, don't force yourself, because unless you're doing sewing as a job, so you have to sew every day to make a living, it's a hobby, you're meant to be enjoying it, and you don't want to force yourself to do it because then you'll just end up not enjoying yourself. And another thing with that is about the whole concept of selfish sewing, which is a phrase that I hate. And it's a part of the blog post I say it's just not a thing. Selfish sewing is not a thing. It's your hobby. You do what you want with it. If you enjoy making things for other people, that's absolutely fine. You do that. But it's not selfish to want to make things for yourself. You put a lot of money into the hobby, you put a lot of time into everything you make, you put a lot of love into everything you make. So if you have to give something away because you feel like you have to, that is stupid, and no other hobby is considered selfish. It's just because people know that you can sew and they want you to do alterations and they want you to make stuff for them for free. That doesn't make you selfish that you don't want to do that. You can't be a selfish reader, you can't be a selfish golfer, you can't be a selfish anything else. So it's a stupid phrase and I don't like it. On to the next question. The next question I got was, what is Clothing Care Co? Because I know I mention it a lot on my Little Dressmaker Instagram. Oh, also, I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to delete the Facebook that I have for the Little Dressmaker because A, I can't figure out how to change like the username thing from Hobbling Handmaids to the Little Dressmaker, and also I just don't understand Facebook at all, so I never post on it, and I feel bad because I'm terrible at replying to messages on there as well. So I'm really sorry, but that's just going to have to go because it's just dead weight for you and for me. I just don't know what to do with it. So anyway, sorry. What is Clothing Care Co? Clothing Care Co is the second blog that I have. It's kind of more of a website than a blog. I don't really know. I'm not really sure what the difference is. But it's a business. I always put it in quotation marks because I guess it is a business, but it's just a very small one at the moment that I have made about clothing care, because I think that we are not really encouraged to care for our clothes anymore, whereas it used to be a really big thing and you just sort of knew how to care for your clothes and you knew that you wanted them to last a long time. We're just not really taught that anymore. So I think especially with handmade clothes, we want them to last as long as possible, and actually the making process is probably the most important part of how long it means that the item of clothing, it determines whether an item of clothing is sort of predestined to last a long time or not a very long time. So I've been doing loads of work over on that blog. I'm really liking it, and it's something I'm very passionate about, which I know is strange because it's a bit of a very niche topic, especially for a 19-year-old to be interested in, but it is something I'm interested in, and it sort of goes into sustainability. So I've got a blog post all about the most ethical, like about buying ethical fabric and where you can buy ethical fabric online. I'm trying to update that blog post and the list of shops as often as I can, but it is quite a lot of work to keep researching, because obviously I want to make sure that it is an ethical one. So that's one that I have. I've just started doing a series where I'm writing about how to make sure that you're buying high quality fabric, and when you're buying clothes, ready to wear clothes, because not everything in your wardrobe has to be handmade. Yeah, there's a series on that I'm doing, how to make sure that you're buying high quality clothes. At the moment, when I'm recording this video, only the first part of that series is out, but it took so much research. So if you do just make your own clothes and you don't buy them, it's still worth a read, that one actually, because that one is kind of about how to make sure that the fabric that you're buying is high quality, so the fabric of the clothes. So it still applies to those of us who make them. I am being so waffly today, I'm very sorry. And also on Clothing Care Co, I have released a book, and I have a couple of things in the works that are going to be coming out. The book that I've released at the moment is about stain removal, and I wrote that just because I thought it was something that, because I had an incident basically with a shirt. It was my favourite shirt. I saw a dog walking past a window. I elbowed someone else's red wine all over myself in the excitement of seeing the dog walk past the window, and I went to go and try and wash it somehow, and then everything that I was googling, everything came up different. Some websites were swearing me off things that others were telling me wholeheartedly to do. So I wanted to make one book that was thorough, concise and definitive. So that is up for sale now, and it ships everywhere, and it is £10, so I'll link that below if you'd like to have a look. But I'm just really enjoying writing everything for Clothing Care Co. I'm also writing my second book at the moment, which is going to be about identifying and caring for fabrics, and that one is going to be specifically for sewing people, whereas the whole website is for sewists and people who don't sew. That was a long answer for you, I'm sorry. The next question I really liked the rest of these questions. The favourite thing that you've ever made, and I think it's the case with quite a lot of people that make their clothes, that it's usually the last thing that I've made, the last thing that's gone well, that is my new favourite. So at the moment it's my Q dress, because that's the last thing I finished. It was really out of my comfort zone, this fabric. It was quite grown up compared to the other things that I've made, but I love it. But the things that I think I get the most wear out of are this ultimate shirt. I'm going to try and insert some pictures for you. And my ultimate shirt by Sew Over It, because I just wear that sort of as a cardigan over other things. I wear my Sew Over It rosy dress a lot. I wear marigold trousers all the time, because they're just so comfortable and very easy to move in and easy for me to get on and off, which is something that I look for because I have a lot of trouble with my lower body. I need something that's easy to wear and comfortable to wear. So I think those are probably, I can't pick a favourite, I can't pick a definitive favourite, so I'd say top three are marigold trousers, rosy dress and Q dress. Oh wait, I didn't even say the Q dress. Q dress is another one. So rosy and Q are like together, and then also the ultimate shirt. I'm gonna make more of all of these things. The next question made me laugh when I saw it, and it was, if you had to make a fabric with a fruit print, which fruit would you choose? And I did think quite hard about this one. I think, well, my favourite fruit, full stop, my two favourite fruits, full stop, are raspberries and apples. Not every apple. Red apples are so much better than green apples in my opinion. Especially, I can't remember what they're called. It doesn't matter, but red apples are better in general, unless they're like powdery and a bit disgusting. Fresh red apples are the best. But I don't know if I'd actually want a fabric with apples or raspberries on. I think I'd actually go for bananas, because I just think they're quite aesthetically pleasing, like little banana print on a sort of salmon background is what I'm envisioning. even though I don't really like bananas. I just don't like the texture of bananas, really. But I just think they would look like a really cute little print. So I think I'd go for bananas on a pink background, a deeper shade of pink. And then I got a question from Abby from the Crafty Pinup, who is a wonderful person and vlogger and dressmaker and brand and her own business owner. That did not make sense. She owns her own business and she's just generally amazing. And she said, I like your tattoos. Thank you, Abby. And do I have any plans for any more? At the moment I have 3 tattoos, but they're under my shirt at the moment. But so far I have a hand smoking a cigarette here. You can't really see it. If I make a little gap for you, you can see a bit of it. And that is from my favourite film, The Royal Tenenbaums. That is Margot's hand smoking a cigarette. On here I have a stag, which was my first one. It was my 18th birthday present, and sort of around this arm, you could see a bit of it there, I just have a peony, which I got a few weeks ago. I do have lots of ideas for more, which I really want, which Mum won't be pleased to hear, but at the moment I'm holding off because I'm not sure if I'm actually allowed to, but I do want to donate blood at some point in the next year. It's one of my goals, although I'm not sure if I'm allowed to because of the medication I'm on. I should check that. And also at the moment I'm too small to donate blood, but after you're 20 I think the rule is you're kind of allowed to go and they'll figure it out. But basically I'm not going to get any more for about 6 months because they're expensive and I want to donate blood. And also I have very small arms and I like having them in a place that I can see, so I want to make sure I'm making the right decisions in putting the right ones on my arms, because I don't want to run out of space and then think, oh no, I wish I'd put that on there. So that's my thinking. I do have plans for more. Yeah, but there are so many that I can't really go into them. I also really liked this one. What skill would you like to learn in the next year or so? I've got 2 language-based ones because I feel like I'm quite a crafty person. I do knitting, not very well, and not very often. I do sewing, obviously. I do a lot of reading. I can crochet, but I'm not great at it. I do a lot of embroidery. So I'm kind of set at the moment on the crafty skills, but I'd really love to learn sign language, British Sign Language. But there's no one that wants to learn with me, but I would like to have someone that I can speak in sign language to so that I can practice it. So I need to kind of plan that out a bit more. Ideally it would be Mum, but she's a very busy bee, so I need to find someone else. And then I also got another question. Yeah, apart from sewing videos, which blogs and YouTube channels do you like to read and watch? And I have so many. There are so many. General genre-wise, I really enjoy organisation. It's just 100% my favourite. Things about working from home, which I also, I don't know why I enjoy those 2 so very much. And not blogging, bullet journaling. Because even though I don't do that because I am not the kind of person that would spend a very long time on something and then not use it again. And also I just can't be bothered to make things as pretty as they do. But I do love bullet journal flip throughs and just general, there's a whole load called studio vlogs, and that's when artists and illustrators sort of go about their day and film what they're doing, and I love those. And my favourite YouTuber of all time is Fairy Little Peach. She's an Australian illustrator. Her videos are amazingly edited and styled, and she's just so aesthetically pleasing in everything that she does. I'm a big fan of warm tones, which is why I don't like that this camera makes everything so cool toned. And everything is just amazingly red and orange and yellow, and they're the best colours ever, and I think I'd actually fight someone to get the title of her #1 fan. But I also like the Anna Edit. She's a British beauty vlogger, and I'm not super into beauty, but she does a lot of organisation videos and homeware things that I like. And actually, I just remembered on my blog, I know there's so much self-promo going on in this video, but it's coming in relevant. It's not like I'm doing anything irrelevant here. But I did write a blog post about my 5 favourite places on the internet, which I'll link below as well. And that was just kind of the 5 websites and blogs and stuff that I go to quite often just to cheer myself up if I'm having a bad day, or just that I like to keep up with, because they were all very happy places to go on the internet. And I also, apart from YouTube wise, I am a big fan of documentaries, so I love Stacey Dooley. Louis Theroux is my #1. All of his, well actually I don't know if it's all of them, of his documentaries have been put on BBC iPlayer, so I'm storming my way through those while I sew. David Attenborough, obviously, especially dinosaur ones and anything to do with reptiles, because I think I prefer reptiles to mammals, which is a controversial take, I know, but that's my opinion. A lot of documentaries. At the moment I'm going through the Reported Missing series that's been on BBC. I started yesterday. I've gotten through 2, but the second one was just an emotional roller coaster, so I had to stop after the second one. But I think there are 2 more. I'm not sure if that's the end of the series or if there might be 5 or 6, but I'm working my way through those at the moment. That one's really interesting. And Modern Family I always have on. I did obviously watch Friends, but I've watched so much Friends that I can tell what episode it is by like within 5 seconds, even if there's no line. I know by the outfits, by where it's embarrassing. So I'm on a Friends break. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I was about to say. And I'm watching Modern Family instead. So I've only got series 1 to 6. I don't have the others, and we don't have box sets, so we can't watch those until it's out on DVD. But yeah, we have the box set of series 1 to 6, so I've been rewatching those while I've been doing other things. So yeah, those are the answers to your questions. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I think I will be on probably my 2nd week of my inpatient program, so I'm doing 3 weeks, and this is probably going out on week 2. And hopefully there have been, I'm sorry I keep saying but I have 2 blog posts planned for The Little Dressmaker to be going up, and I think maybe 4 blog posts, maybe? That might be pushing it because I need to write them all today and tomorrow to go up on Clothing Care Co. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and feel free to browse all of my other videos if you like, and just have a great day. Happy sewing! Or break from sewing if you're having a break from sewing. But yeah, please do read my Sojo post because I was quite proud of that one. I thought they were quite good tips. But I'll go now because I just like to waffle at the end of my videos. I'm gonna go make a cup of tea, put on Reported Missing, and write a couple of blog posts and edit this video. I won't do that while I'm watching the telly because that would be too much noise and I won't be able to hear. But anyway, bye!